This channel is supported by TrueFire. TrueFire is an online library of lessons from some of my favourite players. There's thousands of lessons on there. You can use the promo code JNC40 to get 40% off of any of their courses. So, on this channel, you'll know, hopefully, that I'm a big fan of kind of chords. The name is John Cordy. I like to play chords. My favourite players include players like Eric Johnson, Jonathan Kreisberg, Alan Holdsworth, players that reach for chords that are sometimes surprising to me and things that I've not known of before. And, you know, each time I break down a bit of Eric Johnson playing, I find new things. And so what I like to do is kind of share bits and pieces like that with you. But today I wanted to talk about sort of a bit of a concept and getting to know what you already know a little bit better and asking the question, do I really know what these chords are? And some ways that you could sort of explore things that you maybe haven't before or things that you have. So today, I actually was inspired by Hristo Vitchev, who is a jazz guitarist. He does a bit of teaching on YouTube and Instagram, clearly an incredible player. One of the things that he was playing was this really cool kind of chord, and it was something like this. And it's like the sort of thing where you wonder, like, where does that come from? And how is it that someone might, build knowledge to the point where chords like this, uncommon chords, might become part of their playing. Check out Hristo if you're interested in this sort of thing, by the way. So what I discovered today was my own little kind of new chord. And it was actually a version of a chord that I actually play quite a lot. So I was playing in F major, but let's put it into E so that we can make it a bit more easy. And this chord I play a lot, but this was where I was playing it. And then here's an E major for context. So in my head, there's a few things. I was watching some Kreisberg last night as well, and he was just talking about like the shape is a thing too, and I think most of my kind of playing is sort of more shape conscious, if you know what I mean. So if I'm grabbing these things, I'm probably grabbing shapes that may be pinned to some sort of knowledge. So I might have like shapes that work for a chord 4, like know, all of these things which kind of work over a chord 4 or things that work over a chord 2. But I'm not necessarily super conscious of all of the voices within there. So what I wanted to show you was this kind of idea. So let's just take this voice to start with, or this chord, and think about each of the voices. So I'm viewing this as an A major chord. There's our root here, right? So in the bass we got a C sharp. That's the third of A, right? Then we got a fifth. Then we got the root, and then we got the 9. So you could do this with any chord, and what I think this helps to do is just sort of put it into a bit of context. So knowing that this chord is anchored from the third, I can then move it around. So anytime I see, you know, like an E major, I could think, right, I could build that off of the third. Or if I see an A major, I can build it off the third. So I need to find a third on this E string for this particular shape. If I was playing over a D, if I was playing over a G, if I was playing over an A again, I can find that as a voice, right? So that's kind of part one. It's learning that that thing can be moved, right? And also holding it in mind, third, fifth, root, 9 at the top, right? Then you could think about moving that into other positions, so transposing it down onto a different string set. So again, building from the third, so if I was playing over a C, for example, third, fifth, root, 9. Okay, and then what if I was to build it off of the D string? We'll go for an A again, so I need to build it off the third, fifth, root, 9. So I've got my options now, right? Third, then, woo. Okay, now the other thing I thought, and I've seen someone talking about this on Instagram as well, is to really get to know what these voices are. You probably want to be able to kind of sing them in your head, or sing them in real life as well. So that's my bottom note. Is my second note. Is my root. Is my 9. And what you could also do then is try to think about moving one voice at a time and try and sort of preempt it. So there I'm visualizing or audiating, or whatever you might want to call it, a movement in my little finger from the third to the flat third, which would turn this into a minor chord, right? If you can get that stretch. So let's just do it higher up so it might be a bit easier. Here's the third. And equally you could do that with any of the voices, right? Try that kind of stepwise movement. Then we got, what was it? We got up here our root. And then we got our 9 here. 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 And then we got our 9 here and try moving all of these voices kind of independently and sing along with it to try and preempt it so that you start to build like an oral and visual kind of sense of what that voicing is actually comprised of. And so then when I'm playing the chords, hopefully I can start to build this idea so that it's not just a static thing, it's a thing which I can manipulate in real time. You could do that with any chord. And you start to find these kind of new things, and I think that can be one area where you could start to build up a library of chords that mean something to you, that have not come from a book, and that you can manipulate in that kind of way to come up with some really cool Okay, here's another voicing. So this is like an E major 7 in second inversion. So I'm going to try and do something with this third. Follow it'll be. Or if I go to my root, and you can get these really cool sounds. And I think that's a real route to understanding each voicing that you've got maybe in a bit of a better way. So like, again, this is a thing which I've played loads of times without really thinking about what it is. So if I was playing that over an E, I've got my fifth there, my root, third, 7, right? And so again, let's try it on this voice. So what is this? This is our root. Okay. Our third. That's our fifth in the bottom, isn't it? There's our third. Okay, there's our 7th, flattened 7th, to the 6th, root. So you can get these really cool kind of sounds from moving these about. I'm going to put together a worksheet for the introduction. I just wanted to share that as an idea for how you can get to know some of the chord shapes you already know a bit better and transform them yourself into things that you can use and that might become more personal voicings to you. Patreon will be the place for the tabs and the intro, and I'll catch you in another video soon. Feel free to like and subscribe. She's not dropped yet.